Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. I am always thrilled to have these conversations. They inspire me just as much as I know you will be inspired by today's doc. Dr. Sabrina and I met, oh gosh, years ago, like at least 10, maybe 15 years ago at an event. We kept in touch. We become friends. And I really find her story of how she's evolved her business with her family, with her personal goals, with her identity as a woman, really quite enlightening. And I'd love her to share a little bit more of it today. So thanks for joining me, Dr. Sabrina Gya.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Melissa. It's such a pleasure. I love talking to you professionally, personally, anything I can get, anytime I can get with you is
Let's
always
start with,
cherished.
I mean, a lot of listeners will probably know you. You've done a lot of coaching. You've had lots of chiropractic colleagues. But for those people who are just meeting you today, let's give them a little bit of a nutshell. Like, what are you doing right now with your practice? And then we'll dive into what got you here.
Yeah, well, I have two businesses right now. So I have a virtual functional medicine practice, and I have a coaching business as well. So the functional medicine is called Joyful Life Functional Health Solutions, and I pretty much my focus is actually on entrepreneurs because of the journey that we go through. And then with the coaching practice, I always say practice business. It's called the Elevated CEO, and it's actually for us, it's for doctors, actually, not just chiropractors. I coach MDs, DCs, acupuncturists, basically healthcare professionals with licenses that are wanting to get into natural health or who are already.
And you weren't always doing this kind of work, though. You had a clinical practice for a number of years.
Yes, yeah. So I'm in practice for 26 years now. So it's been a while, and I started in the UK, and then I came over to the US, to New York, which is an interesting place to practice in for many reasons. Yeah, I shifted over, I moved to New York in 2007. So I've been here since, yeah, for 19 years now. So a long time
Hmm.
of doing both. And I had my physical practice in New York, well, actually both countries. I had my physical practice in New York, and then I transitioned over time into fully virtual, which it gives me a lot of freedom, which I
Mm.
love. I love having the freedom and taking a bit of pressure off my body after many years, 5 years at chiropractic school and then 26 years in practice. It's a long time of a lot of wear and tear, which, I never thought, I don't know if you felt like this, Melissa, but I didn't ever think that I would choose to slow down. But I entered a season. I entered a season where I just was feeling it. I was feeling it on my body, and I just wanted the freedom with my family to travel as well. So now,
Hmm.
as long as there's an internet connection, I can work wherever
Hmm.
I am, which is incredible.
Hmm. Did you feel like when you transitioned out of or wanted to start transitioning out of your clinical practice, were you feeling overwhelmed or juggling too many things? I mean, your daughters were younger then. A lot of practitioners struggle at different times in different seasons of their life because of the demands, right? Not just our clinical business, even in the clinical business, right? We wear the hats of the business owner, we wear the hats of the chiropractor, the clinician, and then trying to manage a household. Like, were you feeling you needed to change because of that? Or was there anything else that, like, internally, like your own desire, like what started that shift for you?
The shift was when we lost our religious exemptions in New York from vaccinations.
Mm.
And so I had to homeschool, and we only had 2 weeks' notice, where the girls were going to not be able to be in school anymore. And so um, we had to shift the practice pretty much overnight from full time to part time.
Mm.
That was a big deal. And then less than a year later, the pandemic, or the plandemic, I know that's what we will call it really,
Yeah.
happened. And I started to feel really nervous. I kept the practice open the entire time, the entire way through. And I felt really insecure about being able to. I didn't want so many surprises. I wanted to feel bulletproof in
Mm,
my with my income. And I also just loved functional medicine. And I was already practicing functional part-time on the side. It was actually more of a
mhm,
hobby than an actual, I wasn't really going very seriously with it. And so that was my main motivation was freedom.
mhm,
Um, because if something happens in New York's a very unpredictable state, I find. If something happens overnight, I know that I can get in the car or get on the plane, take my computer, and nothing will change. It will all be fine. So that was my biggest motivator. And then in practice itself, I was high volume. I had associates. It was a lot to manage, but I did have an incredible office manager. So, my feeling with that is always if you have the right team, you can do anything. But it's about you. I think that we all need to stay very honest with ourselves about our own personal vision for what works with us for our lives, and everyone's different. And I do
mhm,
think that sometimes we unconsciously borrow the visions of maybe other chiropractors or other coaches. And
mhm,
I don't think that we always soul search. And you know how it is in chiropractic, or how I feel it is. We're such gladiators. I would say we're such warriors and gladiators, and we'll literally say, I'm going to practice and I'm going to change and save as many lives as I can until the day I die. Be
mhm,
careful what you say, because you have
mhm.
to make sure you're taking care of your life and your family and your health in order to do that in a way
Mhm.
that's optimized.
Yeah, I mean, you're speaking the language of this show and my mission with this show, and that is really to remind people that, as you said in the pre-chat, like getting a license as a chiropractor or functional medicine doc, or again, if you're one of our allied friends listening, acupuncture, physio, physician, they can be a jumping off point for a career. And there's not one way to build a successful life. And I think getting clear on what success means to each of us, getting clear on what we want as humans, and building that is much more fulfilling overall. And I mean, I suffered with that when I was first in practice. I thought the only way to be successful was if I did things a certain way based
Mm,
on what coaches told me and other people told me. And I had to learn, like, this doesn't make me happy. This makes me stressed. And I can't show up for my family the way I want to. And it's not always an easy path to find that realization. But docs, if you can take this to heart now, maybe you'll save yourself a whole lot of stress and heartache if you have to untangle from a situation that's not working for you. So yeah, I commend you for making that realization for yourself and getting honest with yourself about the direction for your future and wanting to have that freedom and control.
yeah, and if I could have one wish of what I would want doctors to take away from our conversation, is to really take your power back over your own life, and to realize that it goes so fast. Like, our lives go so fast, and let
Mm,
yourself be the artist of your own life. Whenever I coach my clients now, we spend probably at least the first month, definitely the first month, talking about vision and getting really creative. And we don't just talk about vision for practice or vision for business. We talk about vision for your health, vision for
mhm,
in your spiritual life, which means different things to different people, vision for your family, your relationships, or what you want to attract, your vision for your money and for your wealth. and
mhm,
and we talk about what true wealth is. And true wealth is, it isn't just money. And I don't want to say just money, because money takes us far. Anyone that says
mhm,
that money's not important, that's not true. We need it to be able to do the things. But it is energy.
mhm,
Money is energy, and money responds to our energy. energy is everything. So energetically and frequency wise, if we're aligned with ourselves and our divinity and our purpose, and what really creates this very passionate, juicy, excited state within us, things will always go the right way. And that state will
Mm,
always be connected to service, because when we really look deeply at ourselves, or expansively, whether you want to go in or whether you want to go out, when you are fully aligned, there will always be an element of service, sometimes more than you realize, when you
mm,
really go with the vision and with the impact. And yeah, it's all founded on your health
mm.
and on you being an artist for you.
Did you always feel this way? Or was this something that you learned yourself through your own journey of, life experiences?
Yeah, definitely life experiences, because I started at chiropractic school at 18 years old, so I'd had,
Hmm.
not many life experiences then. And
Hmm.
and I did what I was talking about earlier in the conversation, where I was borrowing other people's visions,
Mm.
and I didn't realize it, and the energy was so infectious, and I'm so sensitive, and I'll hear someone's vision, and I'll go, yeah, and of course I love saving lives, and of course I want to make impact. I realized over time that I wasn't getting my values, I wasn't putting my core values in the right order. So
Mm.
I'm actually very hyper aware of my values and what order I put them in. And I have a priority order, and it goes like this: it's God first, health second, family third. Family could be my family or my actual adult romantic relationship, not just my mom and kids family. And then the last one is mission. And
Mm.
I think that over time, my mistake, and it's something I really feel that we should discuss more in our profession, is that all of those other things give you the foundation for your mission. You want to make sure the fires at home are burning really strong, and that could be the fire within you. To for and women and men are different, so that definitely means something different. But definitely the taking care of your health. For me now, taking care of my health, I have specific routines and rituals I do every single day. And then I also stay on top of my own lab work, and I stay on top of my own health markers, and I'm measuring everything
Hmm.
all the time. And then I have a specific way of doing things every single day in order to make sure I prime my state. If not, the mission's going to, for me, the mission falls flat on its face.
Mm.
Don't do that in the right order. So yeah, it took me a while. And
Mm.
I hope that we're saving people time by listening to this, where um yeah, those other things come first. They're the foundation.
Yeah, it's a nice way to flip it, right? There's so many people that do it in reverse, right? And because you don't know any different sometimes, right? And we think that we need to push and drive to build their businesses, and that somehow that other things might be sacrificed temporarily. But I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, I've worked with plenty of people and talked to them on the show who have done all the things and they're really successful, and yet their personal health is not great, or their relationships are not where they'd like them to be, or they know they're heading towards burnout. And it's like, hold up, like you said earlier, you can be the artist of this. You
Yeah.
can define success in a different way. And if success for you is just the finances and a certain type of practice, amazing, can chase it. But sometimes people take a step back and they realize, well, that's all great, but I want to have all these other things too. And so it's just a refining of what your mission actually is and what that's going to look like for each individual.
Yeah, I the way that I perceive it is as deep joy.
Mm,
Even if you might be having a bad month and you're not grossing what you want to gross, or whatever it is there still underneath whatever you are feeling the superficial turmoil as, is there still a deep joy about what you're doing? And that really is actually that's why I called my current practice Joyful Life, was because I really believe that there is a deep joy once we are physically, spiritually, energetically aligned, and then that's what does create your mission. And so, you
Mm,
know, and I think that's important too, to say that it doesn't mean that you're all happy and laughing and you wake up like, yay, I'm so happy, every single day. No, that's not what I mean.
mm,
Because life happens, and part of growth is discomfort. What I'm saying is that there's this inner knowing that gives you this. It's actually a grounded joy. It's like a grounded joy.
mm,
There's depth to this joy, and it's a spiritual way of experiencing joy. It's really, really gorgeous. And you'll only realize that you have it when you allow yourself to be still.
mm. So when you've transitioned into your current business model, coaching and working with people functional medicine, there must have been some things that translated from you building a chiropractic practice as far as growing and communications and maybe even marketing.
Yeah, it's actually all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same. But the amazing thing for us as chiropractors you is that if we can sell, basically, if you can sell chiropractic,
Mm-hmm.
you can pretty much do anything,
Right.
right? Because we're talking about subluxation, which is an alien term to
Mm-hmm.
most people. So if you can talk subluxation and, quote unquote, sell it, you can
Mm-hmm.
do anything. And then in business, business is business. So the same systems that apply to a chiropractic practice will apply to any type of practice. And then there are basic things that are just business, which apply to all businesses. So yeah, it's not that different. And actually, it's a lot easier in some ways because people understand, as long as you're relating whatever it is you're talking about to the person and what they're experiencing, and
Mm.
that they know that they're going to win and they're going to achieve the goals that they want, then
Mm-hmm.
you'll do just fine. But yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Well, I think
It's
in general, I mean, those of us in chiropractic and holistic natural health is people are coming to us to have a solution for something and
Yeah,
that they haven't found. Sometimes we are the first choice. Those are the great experiences. Sometimes we are people's last choice.
yeah,
And they've tried everything else, but they're starting to realize, like, look, I need to sort this out from a natural perspective because more medication, better health through better chemistry doesn't work.
yes,
So those principles, I mean, and for me, that's always been I would say more important because to me, the chiropractic adjustment is a life-changing, powerful thing for the physiology of a human. But I feel like our philosophy of teaching people that health comes from the inside out, that how you treat this beautiful body of yours from stress, from nutrition, exercise, like teaching them all of those lifestyle basic things too, and helping them understand the inherent wisdom in their body. To me, that's always been at the forefront. So that
yeah.
translates to both of your practices, I'm sure.
It completely translate. I actually still see functional medicine, depending on who's practicing it. I'm a principled chiropractor no matter what. Doesn't matter whether I'm
Yeah.
here behind a screen or whether I have my hands on you. If we're talking about innate, we're
Mm,
still freeing innate no matter what. And when we're talking about what causes subluxation, the three T's: toxins, thoughts, and traumas, we're just dealing with a couple of other T's. You might not have your hands on doing the physical clearing of the subluxation, but you're clearing the chemical subluxation. You're
mm-hmm.
helping to shift that physiology. And the something that I found so fascinating in practice was my functional patients, my functional practice members that were doing both chiropractic and functional medicine would actually clear their subluxation patterns way faster
Mm.
than my patients that were not. And that's because, like you said, they're working on
Getting to the cause.
lifestyle. Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it. They're working on chemistry, lifestyle, nutrition. So we had all three T's covered. Like all three T's are covered, whereas
Yeah.
we're not always covering them all. if people are not proactive with learning about what to do outside of their adjustment.
Hmm. So, when you work with docs right now in your coaching business and you're helping them see their health through different lenses, or you're helping them, I mean, as a functional medicine practitioner, there must be consistent things that you see.
Yeah, there is like the burnout is oh I mean the burnout is crazy
Yeah.
where the thing
What
that
would
I
be your
see.
telltale signs for people, like when you work with clients? Because look, we got a lot of docs listening to this that
Yeah.
need some health advice or need some reminders about how to take care of themselves.
Yeah, and you know, one of the main reasons why businesses don't do as well or why businesses close is actually because of the health of the CEO.
Hmm.
It might be the main reason, or at least one of the top. So yeah, the different signs are interesting because it's this often slow creep over time of losing energy.
Hmm.
A big one is actually losing enthusiasm and interest in your practice.
Hmm.
Not taking for granted what patients are going for, the being a little bit more apathetic.
Yep.
um, and then the things that all people and unfortunately are going through, which is weight gain, feeling sluggish, feeling like your brain's not as clear as it was before, not enjoying what you used to love doing, which is, yeah, either that means you evolved beyond what you were doing, or there's a
Hmm.
problem. Not
Yeah.
maybe not enjoying adjusting anymore, maybe not care, not feeling as if you care, or not feeling motivated to do some of the things that you used to like doing, not wanting to do community events that you used to be so enthusiastic about, just because you just don't have the energy. Um,
Hmm.
Not wanting to train your team, which is a common one, just so those are things in practice. Outside of practice, it would be you'll probably give your all in practice because it's the business, but then your
Hmm.
family will go down, the relationship, you
Right.
won't have the energy to put into your husband or your wife or your
Hmm.
partner, or you'll start to find that the kids are annoying you more, or those are telltale signs. And then
Yeah.
you might find that hormones are going awry, um, which can look like many things. For women, it can be, for our female doctors, we might see the periods going off, more PMS, or um, what they're calling perimenopause symptoms are not perimenopause symptoms, they're actually hypothalamus pituitary axis dysfunction symptoms. And when we've been under chronic stress like that, we'll usually start, it will affect the gut as well. There's a brain gut
Mm.
connection. So we'll start to see that you might not be, again, losing weight fast enough. You might not be metabolizing
Yeah. Metabolic changes. Yeah.
yeah, having some blood sugar instability as well. You'll see your bowel movements might change, either going too much or not enough. So all of those things, and then things that you could tolerate before, you might not be able to tolerate anymore food wise. So I know I just said a lot, immune system, even if you're getting
Hmm.
adjusted, immune system might be starting to falter, where you used to be able to, someone could literally throw up on you, you wouldn't get sick. Now you get sick.
Yep.
So all of those, but quite often it's gradual and you don't know it's happening.
Hmm.
Like men with low testosterone,
Yep.
very rarely do men actually need testosterone replacement therapy. There are always other reasons as to why that testosterone is going down. Even
Hmm.
women with testosterone issues. So yeah, all of that.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, energy and apathy, if I start to get, I'm pretty high energy in general. So if I, and sure, of course, we all need rest. And that's usually a sign for me. If I'm just feeling a little less spunky, sure, I can look at hormones, I can look at diet, I can look at other things that maybe if how much sleep did I get. But for me, and what I would want docs to recognize is that if you're connecting to any of those things that Sabrina just said, like these are your body starting to whisper to you and say, okay, take time now to sort some things out so that things don't get worse, right? Because just like our patients and our practices, they have a small little thing and maybe they don't pay attention to it right away. And next thing you know, that issue comes back. So for docs that are hearing this, what's one of the first things you recommend people investigate if they're feeling any of those symptoms?
Yeah, I would, first of all, I would always find a functional doctor. I mean, first of
Mm.
all, number one, make sure you're getting adjusted. Number
Yes,
one.
yeah,
I mean, I thought that was a
yeah.
given, but I'll say it anyway. Make sure you're getting adjusted. Make sure you were walking and your talk,
Hmm.
number one.
Hmm.
Next thing is definitely go and get a functional medicine doctor. But my recommendation is that you only go to functional doctors that are chiropractors that are
Mm.
principled, right?
Right.
Because functional medicine's not regulated
Okay.
yet. I think it will be. And it's growing 700% a year. I mean, it's the fastest growing health discipline that's ever been right now. So it's about to become very popular. But really, anyone's calling themselves anything.
Right.
And then I meet a lot of, I now know lots and lots of different functional practitioners. Some don't have any kind of a licensing. Um,
Mm.
you know, the MDs still see things through the MD lens.
Right.
If we're chiropractors, we want to still see things through the chiropractic lens so that we really do get the healing from the inside out and we don't feel
Mm.
like we're dependent forever on anything from the outside
Hmm.
in. So yeah, number one thing would be to go seek help, get your
Hmm.
markers done, get everything checked, see someone that will really understand you,
Yeah.
understand us having the chiropractic lifestyle. And something that again isn't spoken about a lot is our bodies as chiropractors are very different to the general population. Our nervous systems are healthier, we're more
Mm.
integrated, we're more sensitive, and
Mm.
sometimes a basic standard, you know, um, almost like a cookie cutter functional protocol won't work for you because
Right.
you have a nice sensitive nervous system that can integrate and make changes rapidly. So you need someone that can go as fast as you can go.
Yeah, we're
Um,
tuned differently. Like
we're
our
tuned
bodies are
different.
tuned differently.
Yeah, we're instruments.
Yeah.
God made our bodies as instruments of healing. Like, that's
Hmm.
just what we do. We most of us don't need any instruments to take care of someone. We literally, our
Hmm.
bodies literally are the tool. And so if you think about that yourself that way, where we're energetically, spiritually, physically aligned, frequency wise, very differently, we're designed. I truly think that most of us, most chiropractors, we have a calling on our soul. We were made differently, to detect through our hands and through our beings. Like, we detect
Mm.
by feeling. We can.
Mm.
So you've then put a standard protocol on someone like that. It doesn't always work. So I would seek out your healthcare professional
Hmm.
very, very
Hmm.
carefully.
It must be just as rewarding for you working with people in a functional medicine capacity as it was adjusting people in your practice.
Yeah, it is because I mean I mean I still adjust. I can't not adjust people. So I still see some patients a couple of times a month. Because I can't not, it's part of me. This is like just how I was made. So you can't take the you can't take the chiropractic out of the chiropractor for me.
No.
So yeah, it's just as rewarding, just different. When I'm adjusting a patient, my same thing in both. My whole body is basically like a big receiver instrument. That's how I feel. I'm receiving and hearing and feeling and knowing, I mean, most of
Hmm.
us know, and delivering the adjustment. And then in functional medicine, I've had a very interesting phenomenon because I feel like I can see the soul through the lab work. I can
Hmm.
feel where they've been. where they are now and where they're going or where they could go, their potential,
Yeah.
just as I would if I put my hands on someone's spine and I could feel the subluxation pattern, or I looked at an X-ray, or I looked at an EMG, or a or a thermal, or a HRV, whatever it was. You could see it. You
Hmm.
could just see the whole thing. Yeah, it feels just as rewarding to me.
Hmm.
Um, it's just a bit more on the analytical side as well.
Right.
Like my brain has to sit and analyze more than I used to, because adjusting for 30 something years, it's
Hmm.
so just second nature. Um,
Yeah, there's a feel to it versus
there's
now
a
you're
feel to
looking
it.
at lab results and making
Yeah.
decisions and
Yeah.
finding ways to communicate that.
Which there's still a feel to it. It's just different than putting your hands physically on someone and
Hmm.
being like this human detector.
Hmm. What are you doing these days to keep yourself healthy, balanced? Did your clinic hours change? I mean, do you have the level of control and freedom now that you actually wanted when you transitioned your
Yeah.
business?
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Yeah, I only see I only see patients 2 days a week now,
Okay.
which is awesome. So then the other 5 days a week, I've got a lot of freedom, so I can do things like this. I can go on podcasts and I can go
Yeah.
and speak, which I love speaking. I take care of my health in a different more. I feel like I can go off and go for walks and go into nature more. I'm not fixed to I'm not seeing anyone twice a week anymore, or 3 times.
Right.
That kind of a schedule's not having to happen anymore.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I really take care of my health. And then I'm in my house, so I can pop to the kitchen, which is good and bad.
Yeah.
Make myself something. My
Yeah.
kids, it's different as well with having the family. I mean, my kids are getting older now. They're 15 and 13, but my gosh, when I used to have the practice and they're sick and you have to cancel hours and do that kind of thing, your heart sinks.
Yeah.
But now I rarely have to cancel hours if they're sick. I can just pop in and out in between patients and go and check on them. So yeah,
Mhm.
there's freedom in many ways. And for my own health, I still have my same routine where I go to the gym at 5 a.m., which is a bit early, but I like to get it done. Um,
Yeah.
and I like the 5 a.m. crew because they're all a little bit grumpy and and a bit less chatty.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I do that, and then I get to spend more time on myself, and it's
Mm.
nice, and I feel more there's more quality time with my children,
Hmm.
and with my partner as well. So that's really good.
Hmm. So if you were to go backwards and give your younger self any advice, what would it be? Do you wish you had done this sooner, or do you look at your life like everything happened for a reason and this was the plan for you? And like, what's your take on where you got to now? And yeah, would you do anything differently?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
No.
I'm so glad that this was the timing, because my brick and mortar was just so beautiful, and I loved every single person that I got the opportunity to take care of. It was such an honor, and I learned so much and I grew so much. I definitely would not be who I am today without any of those experiences. So yeah, I don't think so. And what would I say to my younger self? I think I'd just say, do not fear. Because
Hmm.
I think that's the part that gets to us, is do not fear. Everything's going to be fine. And you know how Tony Robbins always says,
Yeah.
everything you have, everything that you need is within you now. I think
Yeah.
I would have liked it if I could have taken that to heart more. Even now, I think that's something that we need to hear all the
Yeah.
time, is like, hey, don't sweat it. You can do it. Whatever it is, you can do it. You've got it all.
Mhm.
You've got it all within you. We just might need to work on your health, or on your
Yeah.
energy, or giving you a different system, or giving you different methods that it's graceful. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think that's what I would say to myself. But no, the timing's perfect for me.
Things always work out the way they're meant to.
Yeah.
At least I choose to look at life that way. And I feel like for me, that's just it's a more positive way to look at things too. I mean, if you sit here, if we were to sit here and think about everything that happened to us that, maybe we think of as bad, I mean, all those things were stepping stones to other things, or they gave you, they helped you heal something, or perhaps they just made you turn to, friends or other professionals, or
Yeah.
they gave us more self-confidence or grounded in our, decisions. Like for me, everything has led to something else, and I like to look at life that way. So I think we're aligned on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciated time with you. I always do. You're clearly a very intuitive, natural healer, and I think listeners, I hope that you take to heart like you can decide how to create your own life. You can decide how to be the artist, and there are lots of people around to support you. Dr. Sabrina would certainly be one of them. And I love that, one of the last things you said here is like, you've got it in you, right? Don't fear. As we are human beings, so we're going to have these human emotions, but trust yourself and trust that you can find the right people to guide you along the way.
Yeah, trust your calling. You know, I think that this is the one profession, and of course, I am so biased. I'm so biased that I can't even deny it. I know within me, deep within me, I know that what we do is a calling.
Mm,
It's not a job. And so
right.
trust the calling because you were designed for this. And so you absolutely have what you need. And you
Yeah.
absolutely have what it takes. You just might need a little guide sometimes to help you along the way.
Hmm. Beautiful way to wrap it up. Listeners, if you want to connect with Dr. Sabrina Gaya, be sure to check out the show notes. Her contact information will be there. What is the best way you'd love people to connect with you?
Yeah, actually, it's always easiest through my functional medicine practice, even if it's for coaching. So that's
Yeah,
through joyfullifefunctionalhealth.com.
right,
That's the easiest way. And then my website for my coaching is drsabrinagaya.com.
right. So
Either
we'll
way
put all
is
those in the
good.
show notes there for you to find out more. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and we'll connect soon.
Yes. Have a great day.